Head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hey, I think that the Browns should go get Gregg Williams again. And I'm saying as a defensive coordinator, help Jim Schwartz with that defense. For a great defense that one year in 2018 brought him to 7-8-1. Do what Kevin Stefanski does best at run the football. Run the ball. Thanks. Tell me what you think.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. Brad, I liked Gregg Williams. I don't think he's the answer as a defensive coordinator. And again, I got nothing against him. Love his podcast, and I get where people are going with the fiery guy, but he's not coming. If he's coming, Jim Schwartz is going, and I'm not sure I'm ready to quite do that.
Yeah, we're not at that point yet. This was a defense that was the best in the league last year. They are going through some things right now, but let's be honest, Dave, as much as the defense is getting a hard time, they've given the Browns a chance to win in a lot of these games, and they've held teams to around 20 points most weeks. So the issue, even though they have struggled with tackling and teams running the ball against them, and there's certainly issues, and Martin Emerson doesn't look like himself, and there's all kinds of things. They're dealing with a lot of injuries. They still have held up and gotten big stops in second halves and given their offense a chance to go win games. So, yeah, I'm not ready to bail on Jim Schwartz. You've got Mike Vrabel in the building. They should be able to figure something out here going forward.
Yeah, and again, the defense hasn't been bad. They just haven't been good. They needed them to be elite, and they've just been pretty good because of the way the offense has struggled. Relative to running the football, yeah, they got to find something. Have to run the football, and I get the offensive line is beat up. Throw a couple more big body. Bring some of your defensive linemen in and have them move people around.
The interesting thing is they did that at the beginning of the Jaguars game. If you remember, they came out in heavy sets and they really ran the ball, and it was more reminiscent of one of the more frustrating things we're seeing is this kind of back and forth between Stefanski's offense and Dorsey's offense, right? I mean, it's kind of leading to somewhat of a lack of identity overall, I feel like. But like in the beginning of that Jaguars game, they came out in all kinds of heavy sets with Nick Harris and when he wasn't playing center and extra big bodies, and they were able to move the ball around a little bit in the run game and move some bodies around. But as long as they're losing in the trenches on both sides of the ball, they're in trouble, Dave. And that's where they've always been able to find success. And at this point, they are struggling offensively. Hopefully Conklin Will's getting back, maybe get Pochett back healthy. Although I think Nick Harris has done a pretty good job when he's been in there. You get Zach Zinner with a couple more games under his belt, and maybe this thing smooths out. But it has to start in the trenches. They have to start winning at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and you know what? It's got to start now because you're 1-3. You can't let it get much further away or it's gone.